Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome back to my channel. Awesome, man. Great, and this is another video on map making, episode 3 to be correct, on our FS19 to 22 map conversion of Ravenport. So if you've been following the series 3, yeah, we are now on episode 3, and in the first 2 episodes we've done basically the ground textures, we've done the foliage, and now we've done the trees and the roads and some of the buildings and stuff. So we are slowly making headway. So today's episode we're going to carry on obviously from where we left off, and as you can see I always start off by making a backup of my map and also checking the map for errors when I open it up. That's something I can't stress that enough. And to make a backup, I have one on the desktop. So what I do let me just open a new window here. A separate backup. I just always have a separate folder where I do all my backup work, and you'll see here by map backups, I chuck it in there, FS22, and then I'll just drag these over like that, copy it in there, and you have a whole copy of your whole map as a backup before you start working, and that is the key. Anyways, I talk too much of that. If this is your first time, a warm welcome, man, and stick around, guys. If you haven't joined the channel yet, please do subscribe and do like the videos if it helps you, or if you like the content, I appreciate that. It helps the channel grow, and obviously it is definitely appreciated. Great, guys. So last episode we've done the foliage, and I've fixed the foliage, or I think I fixed it. Where is the foliage gone? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, where is it now? And you'll see that these the ground textures has got some mushrooms and different soil and stuff. I've just haven't populated a lot of the other foliage, because obviously when you bring that FS19 foliage thing in, you've got different crops growing in different places, and yeah. Anyway, so I'll paint in some more foliages just by hand, just to make it look much better. It is a bit bare like that. I don't really appreciate that very much. If you look at that, there's a lot of mushrooms here. I don't know why there's so many mushrooms growing here, but anyway, we'll sort it out later on. I wonder if I can change those mushrooms. Maybe I can change the mushrooms to something else. If I change the mushrooms to something else, yeah, I might have some grass growing there. So I might do that. Because if I look at the whole map, I wonder if the whole map is full of mushrooms. Yeah, if I take the mushrooms out and change that into, what do you call this? It's not prairie, it's meadow. If I change that to meadow as well, yeah, I think it will start to look much better. Good. Anyway, guys, so today, what are we going to do today? We're going to also open our other map, the original, obviously. That's the mods one, and this is now the backup, but I don't want to work on the backup. I want to go to my desktop one where I have Ravenport converted. Now this is the FS19 conversion of their giant's attempt of converting a map that doesn't work. But anyway, I use that because a lot of the stuff does convert. It just makes your life easier to do the conversion and then make your own map and bring the converted stuff over, you know. So it just makes sense to do it that way. Great, so let's open that map as well, because we want to now carry on with our exporting and importing. So today's video is we're going to carry on with the exporting and importing of stuff. So we're going to see what else we haven't brought over yet. Great. So once the map is open, we can jump in there. And yeah, even the railway lines came over. If I now have a look at this, the buildings came over, the railways, and I think the bridges also. Yes, the bridges also came over. It is nice. Yeah, very nice. I think first thing to do is bring the water planes in, because the water planes will definitely help a lot. What is at the bottom here? It's an old boat. My word, I've never noticed that. And this thing here, some filthy drums. Someone is chucking, what do you call this, radioactive chemicals from the stuff. They've chucked it in the in the lake. Wow, crazy. I've never realized that, guys, on the map. You see that now for the first time. Great, so here we are in the converted map. Let's carry on from here. Let's find our water planes, guys. There it is. Just grab the whole of all the water planes, the whole shebang, and let's go File, Export Selection with Files. You always want to go with files, because if you just do selection, it leaves the extra files like textures and all kinds of stuff in this maps directory, and it makes your map dependent on this map, which you don't want. So just go with files. Did I now select it? Oh my word, I clicked and I don't know what I've clicked. Export selection with files. Yeah, just make sure that you've got the whole transform selected when you export, so it just makes life easier. And then obviously we want to go Ravenport maps imported, and I'm going to call this one folder water. Let's just call it water, and then I'll do water planes in there, because sometimes I like to, if you have other stuff that goes in water, like water reeds or bushes or underwater stuff, you know, you can chuck it all in the same folder. So I'm just going to call this water planes, like that. The i3D that you call it here doesn't really matter, because when you import it, it's going to use this i3D here anyway, so that will all be fine. We're going to save, and when it says keep the directories, you say yes on both of these, and all is well. And this time around you go into the new map, and we're just going to go File, Import, and yeah, like always, it should take you to your last export, so just be sure of that always and import it into your map, and it should pop up there, and we should have water. Nice, I like. Now normally the water planes I like to keep there under the career start point, so I'm going to just right click, move up, right click, move up, like so. Yes, and there it is, guys, all the water planes immediately imported automatically all at once. It's just so easy if you do it this way, you know. And you can now see, there it is. It looks so much better with water there. I wonder where's the drums gone to. There they are. You can hardly see them. Oh, it's like an oil spill there. My word, great stuff. Okay, excellent. Yeah, it's looking good, man. Looking very good. And this beach looks quite scary, eh, with all these rocks. I suppose it's those textures that I've changed. There wasn't enough sand in the FS22. There's not enough sand textures. You only have, I think, one or two sand textures that you have. I think it's sand wet. Beach sand wet, that's the only one, and it's in the Alpine map. So yeah, we've got a serious shortage of sand textures in FS22. But this is nice, I like this texture, it's like a grassy whatever. Good, alright, so guys, yeah, we're slowly getting there, eh? There's our water planes in. So the next thing to tackle, let's see what else we can bring in. The particle systems, oh my gosh, particle systems in this one, I think there is, yeah, at the waterfalls. You have these particle systems that make fog and or steam, and also the waterfalls there. That is the waterfalls. If you press play on your map, you'll see they'll come to life and they'll show you what they do. You see. So yeah, let's take the particle systems over as well, because I think there is a few waterfalls in this. That's the French map. It's the other map that there's another one. It's the other map of FS19 that's got a lot of waterfalls. But anyway, let's go take that one over. Same process, guys. Export selection, and like I said, now I've got the water folder. I can put here particle system, like so, and then you go there. Yes, both of those. Keep the game relative path for us, and then on this side again, file, import. It should take us to our folder, particle systems. Nice, I like. And I'm going to put the particle systems under the water planes. It's where I like to keep them as well. Move up, like so. And there you have it. And the particle systems should be in our map, working like a bomb. If we press play, they are there. working nicely. What I like also about the FS22, the new feature that they have here is this little eye. If you press it, you will actually drop down and you can walk around as if you're in the game. So it gives you the same functionality as walking around in the map as in the game. It gives you a much better perspective on things, which I really enjoy that feature. It's a great job, guys. And when you press escape, you're back in the editor and you can just zoom out and carry on with that. Good. Next one. The very next one is what? Mods Ravenport. Did I now import? Oh, where's my particle systems gone now? It is here. No. For a second I've got confused between the two maps. I thought I brought the particle systems into the wrong map. Oh my word. Stuff happens, guys. You can easily get confused, eh? So you have to keep track with these things. Okay, so placeholders, obviously, just want to have a look what's in here. Your placeholders, that is now, the placeholders folder in FS19 is not, they don't use it in FS22 anymore. I love to use it because it gives you the functionality of seeing your buildings in the editor but not in the map, because all the stuff in the placeholders gets imported via the XMLs, you know. So so this is a very nice thing to have in the map. So I'm going to definitely export that. Export selection with files, and this time import it, and I'll call this new folder. Start with a small letter. Placeholders, like so. And then in here, place, and I think it's a cap H. No, it's a small h. Holders. Oh my word. Place, like so, holders. Right, like that. Imported placeholders, and I just have to open that file, save it in there. Yes please, yes please. Great, so now we go back into our map and we can import that file. Import selection, import, here we go, and placeholders. Perfect as can be. And I'm going to move that up again. Move up, put it there. That's nice. Alright, so there we have now all our farm buildings and stuff that is imported, and normally your sell points and all your triggers and stuff, like your little sell points and triggers and all kinds of stuff that needs to be set up via XML, will now be in your placeholders folder. There is another one, and there's another one, a few. So that is the nice thing about the placeholders folder. You can still see it in the editor and you know where they are. I pretty much enjoy that so much. Good. Right, so the next one, lights. All our lights, very important. There's a lot of lights. Good, so let's export them. Export selection with files, same drill. Go in here. I just like to make these folders, guys, because it separates your things a bit, and it makes sure, sorry for the dogs, they obviously are seeing something outside. We live on the edge of town, and on a sort of you can call it a small holding, but it's on the edge of town, and there's a lot of people walking by with other dogs, and when our dogs see them, they go crazy, you know. It's like one dog barking at another one saying, hey, how are you? You know, the normal drill. Okay, anyways, lights, here we go. Save. Yes please. Right, and then back into our map. Let's just import them. Just want to quickly see where the lights are parked. It's under placeholders. Yeah, so we're just going down the list at the moment, importing and exporting. Import our lights, and then I'm just going to take that up again. Move up, placeholders. Alright, there you go. And as easy as pie, guys, we suddenly have lights. And also our little electrical, well, what do you call it, poles and stuff. All the nice things that goes with that. I say the town is starting to look up. I kind of like this, like, different look of the town, you know. The soil textures makes the town look way different than in FS19, and I quite enjoy that, I must say. I do like that. Yeah, I like it very much. Great, guys. So what's up next? Let's have a look. Ghost lights. I don't think there is any ghost lights on this. Maybe there is by the cave. Yeah, let's not do the ghost lights because there is a hidden cave on this map. Ghost lights, yeah. So go there, file, export selection with files. Now let's call this lights. I'll call this ghost lights, yes. Save. And then just back into our map. It's a matter of export and import, guys. It's basically how simple it is on this map conversion. Normally it's not that easy, you know, but yeah, in this case it is. Move up. Yeah, lights, ghost lights. Alright, into our map again. Particle systems we've done. I've put that a bit up. Career start point, tour icons. The tour icons, you can put it, it is like for new players, guys that play the map for the first time, can take the little tour with the little tour icons everywhere, telling them what to do. So you can do that for the niceness of it. So let's put that in there as well. I'll just call it tour, like so. And then tour on this one, and yes, and import on that side. Import tour. That's just something that it makes the game a little bit more friendly, you know. So we'll stick with that, guys. We like friendly game. I'm going to put this right on top as well, under the above the water planes. I think is the right spot for that. Just like that. Yeah, so alright. So there's all our tour icons installed. Simple and easy. Nothing difficult on that. Backdrop. I think we already have the backdrop. I don't think we need to have the backdrop. Do we have a backdrop on this? Yes, we do. Oh, you know what, yo? The backdrop on this is probably the wrong backdrop, so we might as well just upgrade this backdrop, because this is still the French map. There you can see that river. So let us get rid of this backdrop. It's gonna go background. So what I'm gonna do is south of France. It's in there. Just want to see what else is there. I'm gonna delete the whole transform of that. And then our map is going to look very bare like that for now. And then what we're going to do is going to go this side, take the whole backdrop, file, export with files, and we're going to go in here, see what I've got in here, new folder, just call it backdrop, like so. Open it up and backdrop. That should give us a nice looking background that fits the terrain, you know, because your terrain goes up and down on the edges, and your backdrop sort of follows that, you know, that you don't have gaps like we had just now. So let's import that. Import. It should take us there like that. And I'm going to drop the backdrop again in the same spot in south of France. So we're going to cut it again now that we've got it. When you cut and paste, guys, wherever you paste, always make sure the transform has got zeros here. Don't ever paste something into a transform that doesn't have zeros, because otherwise it's not going to end up in the same spot, you know. So I'm just sharing that with you to so that you can remind yourself of that. Yeah, backdrop, there you go. Now we should have a backdrop fitting the environment. Does look better, yeah. Although I think this backdrop might need to be pulled up a little bit, because there's a gap. I think I can pull it up a little bit. Let me just make sure. If I pull it up, I don't want to. Just want to see what happens here on the sides. Yeah, you see, let's rather leave it as it is, because it was fine. Control Z to undo. It was fine like that. So just leave it as it is. It is perfect, because remember, you're driving here, you're not going to see the edges. Right, so yeah, no, it is fine. Right, so we have a backdrop, and it's perfect to this environment because it's built for it. So we'll leave it as is. Nice. Right, next up, guys, what's next? The south of France. No, that can't be the right map. We need to be on this one. Yeah, this is the one. Backdrop. Well, guys, I think if I'm correct, we now have everything exported that I want to export. The fields are there. I think it's time that we quickly make a run for it into the XML files, just to verify that all the XMLs are there. Going to, as it is, just first save my map. A tip, guys, always save your map before you run any scripts or do anything like farmland or anything like fields or anything. Just save your map before. It's a tip, I can't stress it enough, because these scripts do create problems and then you crash and then you lose all your work. So now I'm going to run the script ground collision map. Just you know what, I was thinking, how does my let me have a look. How does my collisions look? The farmland should be there, or is this still the old farmlands? If I look at this, now the farmlands is correct, I'm sure. Should we just go over here? So I want to verify the farmlands is correct. I think so. Ah, this farmlands is incorrect. This is still the French maps farmland. So we have to bring the farmlands over. So let's do that now. All right, I have saved the map. So let's do that before we start doing any ground collisions and all that kind of stuff. Let me just save it again just to be safe. Right. So once that is closed, we can go into the directory of the map. And we can bring the farmlands over. Good, there we are. So here's our map, the new map, and this is the converted, the old FS19 map. So now you're going to go into the map US folder, or the folder where all your weight files is, and there should be a file called farmlands.dgm or something like that. We'll find it now. And I think it's got a white, here we go. It's an info layer, navigation, collision, farmland. There it is. Map US farmland.grle. So we're going to copy that file. Oh, you know what? We're going to first convert this. You can actually directly copy this over. I haven't found any problems with the farmland, but I like to do it the right way, which is the one I've showed you last time. Go into my desktop, right click, open in a new window. And then we're going to go and find ourselves the map stuff. And then I've got the GRLE converter. There it is. Then we drop that farmland GRLE onto that command, like so, and it will create us a PNG file, a PNG file. Right, click here, space. Now we find the map US farmland. It should now be under the PNG. So map US farmland. There it is. So we cut that. It changes the GRLE to a PNG for you. So now we're going into our map, Ravenport maps, FR data. This is where it is. Gonna paste it in here, and you'll find that there should be a it's not an info layer. Yeah, it is. It's an info layer on this side. So we're gonna copy this name. My wife is just showing me she's gonna go do a live. Good stuff. Okay, honey buns. Okay, so we're gonna copy the name here, and then what I like to do, I don't want to delete this farmland in case something goes wrong. So I just put a rename it, just give it any name, because once you've put anything in there, it's different. And then we're gonna find that PNG file. It will be called the PNG map farmland.png. Here it is. So we're going to rename this one, Control V, to make it the original, like so. And now what we do is we're going to go into our editor again, not the editor this time, sorry. You right click, open with a Notepad++, go into the farmland GRLE. It's the info layer, so just find the info layer. See if I can quickly see it. Otherwise, Control F, just type farmland, like so. There it is, and then change the GRLE to PNG, like so, and save it like so, and then open up your i3D Ravenport maps converter. I think we've finished with it now. I'm going to just minimize it for now, and then open the map, and we should have our farmland now showing, the correct one. So by the way, but it's still in the PNG format. So the moment we save the map, it will regenerate us the GRLE and give us the original back, or the one that a new one rather is the word. Right, so now if we click here by terrain foliage layer, you can immediately see the farmlands is now lining up with the fields and everything, so that is perfect. Right, so all we need to do now is save the map. Oh, before we do that, just have a look at the console. If you make changes in your i3D, always check your console. If there's any errors, just get rid of the errors first. There is still that one. I'll show you now how to get rid of that building shader. And there was it's the UV usage. We'll sort that just now. And we're going to go save the map, and it will regenerate for us the correct GRLE file. Is exporting. There we go. Close the map. Back into data. Find that farmlands. You'll find it's the white files. Here we go. And there's the new one created. Now we delete the PNG because we finished with that, and go back into our editor. I think I've still got it open, and just reload it. Go there and change it back to GRLE, like so. Right, and save it. And now we're done with that. So now our farmlands is installed. Good stuff, simple and easy. But yet, the name, I think, let me just verify that name, because there's a few places the farmland pops up. Your map XML, it's the first one to have a look at. Farmlands, yeah, you see. Now what we need to do is redirect this. Now that's the XML. That's the XML. Yes, we're gonna have to do that, and there is another spot where it mentions the GRLE file. I just want to see, it's in the it's actually in the farmlands XML. Right guys, so farmlands, we have to quickly sort out the farmlands. Our farmlands, obviously this need to change. We need to get this our farmlands XML out of the original map. So what we'll do is, there's way too much stuff open here. We can close the converter. So what we'll do is, in your converted map or your FS19 map, you will find the farmlands.xml file. Two things we need to do. We first need to copy the one from the FS22 directory, and you can find the directory here. So it's data maps mapfr farmlands. So we go there. So it's data, it's FS22, it's data, maps, mapfr, and then farmlands. So you copy this farmlands into your map directory, farmlands control C. So we copy that. We're going to go back to our map, the new map, not Gharib, sorry guys, Ravenport, maps, mapfr, in the same spot, paste it in here. Now we have our farmlands here, but this farmland is now the French maps farmlands. If you open this, you'll see it's got 55 farmlands and a lot of other stuff. But what we're going to do now is we're going to open the one from our maps. You're going to find this one, Ravenport converted, maps, map US. We should have a farmlands here. Sorry, maps should be in here. Map US XML. Let's find the farmlands where this might also be in the FS19 directory, guys. I just want to find it. It's somewhere here. Farmlands. That's our image. For the life of me, I can't see it. I think it's called in the mod disk on the FS19. So let's just have a look at the mod disk. Mission Lua, default items. I can't remember where it's called from. It's supposed to be out of the map XML. That's the right spot for it. Maps, map US. Is it map US farmlands, man? Sorry guys, for some reason, but it still should be called somewhere. And I'm sure it must be here. I don't see it for now. Control F. Let's just find farmland. It must be here somewhere. My word, it's right at the bottom. Not supposed to lie at the bottom. It's supposed to be here on top with the rest of the stuff. Okay. Anyways, so it is called in the XML. Great. So what we can do now is just find this XML. And we're going to go into that directory. There it is. Open it up. What we want to do now is copy all of this ingredients. Just make that is where the GRLE is called from, but we want to copy the stuff in the middle. Take it all over to there. Copy that, Control C, go into the new farmlands and just highlight everything in here and overwrite it, Control V, like so. You see, so now we have brought it over, and then last thing we want to do is make sure that this directory is correct. I don't think it's going to be correct because the farmlands is now just farmlands.xml, and it's under our maps, mapfr, and then farmlands.xml. So that we need, sorry, no, it's then data. We're looking at the GRLE file, map US. Where am I now? Data. So the directory is sort of right. The GRLE is in here. It's called not farmlands anymore. It's now called a info layer farmland GRLE. So what we're going to do is copy that back into the XML, and I think it is correct. Control V, just make sure, yes. And then all we need to do is remove the dollar data like so. So it points to this GRLE now, not the French one anymore. Good. All right, and in here obviously you can change your price per hectare, and you can fool around a bit. Just want to see if the price per hectare is still 60 there, num channel 6. The rest of the stuff you should actually just leave default and just fiddle around with these. Actually, you don't have to fiddle because we're just doing a map conversion, but if you would like, you could add more farmland to the farm and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so we're going to save this XML now, and we're going to be happy. It is all working good. And in this one, we want to now change our XML for the farmland, which is now in our map directory, maps, mapfr, farmlands. Right, so once you've got that three things sorted, so it's the grle file, the farmlands.xml to be copied over, and then bring the data from the FS19 farmland over to the new farmland, and then also modify this where the new farmland XML is stored. So there's that three things that you have to do, and just make sure it's there, and then all should be well. I just want to check one last thing. Is in the I3D of the map, there is a farmland called there. So I just want to verify, right click, open with editor, and just make sure we've got our farmlands called right there from our map directory. Control F, find farmland again, like so. Yes, no? Yeah, that's correct. So remember, the I3D directory is now this directory here where the I3D is. So from there on, it's just data and then farmland info layer farmland.grle. So that is perfectly right. Good. So I'm happy with that. All of that is well. And guys, I think we've come to the point where we've done enough again for another video. Don't want to make these videos too long, because obviously you guys want to follow and do the same on your site, so that at the end we have done a map conversion all together, you know. So little bits at a time, guys. I'll try and make the frequency more and the shorter videos a bit shorter, you know. But yeah, it's very interesting, very exciting, and I hope you're keeping up and following. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe, and a huge thank you to my supporters. You guys are awesome. Have a great day, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.